Hey, ladies of escape corporate, find freedom, snatch freedom, my goodness, snatch freedom and build legacy. So I am in a very different setup right now. So I'm using StreamYard right now, and you might have saw as I put in the group, if you had signed on to go through Just Facebook Live, you may or may not get notified. So you and I are kind of going through this together, even though I've used StreamYard as part of other people's lives and what we do on Socially Correct all the time. First time using it for myself. So I do see that at least someone has made it to us. So I feel good. So before we get into today's topic, which I'm super excited about, and as always, the content that I come and do on here live, it's all about content that I want to be of value to you and helping you on your path, right? Helping you on your path to get out of corporate. And so the things that you hear me talk about, for those of you that are new, those are the things that you've said you wanted in this community. So we're going to make sure we have even more threads for you to be able to say what it is. Hey, can you help me learn more about this, more about that? We're going to make sure you have more of an opportunity to have that interaction. And one of the ways that we're going to be doing this, so before I jump into today's topic, I have someone with me who is a part of Team Spears, and she's going to be playing an amazing role. So I just want to make that announcement before we jump into the content for today, because it's fairly exciting for you. So let me get Kamiko in here. Kamiko, hello.
Hi everyone. I am super excited. So my name is Kamiko Williams, and I am from the beautiful island of Jamaica. I could not be more thrilled to support you and engage with you on this journey, because ladies, we are all made for more, and I'm super excited for all that's to come.
Yes. So what Kamiko is going to be doing, so first off, everybody's reference, Kamiko is currently on, Kamiko, gosh, I'm mixing your name with other things. Kamiko is currently on Team Spears right now as the enrollment manager, and she is also taking on community manager related things, especially as it relates to this community, and really continuing to help and support you all on that journey and on that path to freedom, because we want to see you gone too. So wherever we can help support you on that path. And of course, we have our ways that we work with folks to help them accelerate that journey through finding freedom. But Kamiko is going to be here to help support along the way. So Kamiko, so excited that you are here, and folks to get used to seeing her face, seeing her name around in the group. And yeah, so thank you, Kamiko. And
I'll thank you, Candice. Excited. Okay, all right. Awesome. Have a good one. Bye.
Bye-bye. All right. So at this point, let's jump into the content for today. So we're talking about knowing your worth, and if you've ever, and charging accordingly. So if you have ever kind of been in the space of, oh, I don't know if I can charge that much, or, oh, how much should I be charging? Or, you see somebody charging a certain price and you think, darn it, I should be doing the same thing. I'm sure you probably have seen any number, maybe experienced any number of those types of situations. So when it comes to knowing your worth, I like to think about three things in particular. And this is what I kind of categorize as my secret to getting at this. So three things, three letters that I want you to think about. And if you don't have your pen and paper out, you'll want to do that. I generally do these lives without slides for any of you that are here and that are new. And I'm usually on for about 20 minutes as well for those of you that are new and those of you that are watching on the replay. So three letters that you want to think about: T, C, and C. So the first T stands for transformation. The second, my T's and my C, I swear today my T's and C's don't want to act right, come out of my mouth. So the second letter, C, stands for cost. And then that third C stands for confidence. Okay, T, C, and C. So let's start with the T. So that first T, transformation. So when you talk about, okay, I want to charge what I'm worth, and I should show up and charge what I'm worth, and well, what am I worth, and that type of thing. That first T, transformation, you've got to ask yourself, and you have to know very clearly, what's the transformation that I can help someone get through? What is that transformation? If I am charging my worth in my charge, what's the transformation? You've got to know that super, super clear. That second letter, so that C, cost. And this gets into a bit of sales as well. So the second C, cost, is you understanding what does it cost your potential target audience? What does it cost them to stay where they are and not get to that transformation? So what does it cost them? And I'll go back and explain how these pieces fit together in a second. So now that last C, confidence, well, that one's pretty much about you. And that is your own confidence in your ability to deliver that transformation. Now, here's the reality. Someone could very well sell, even you, could very well sell an offering for $1,000. And you could very well sell that same offering, perhaps with a bit more value added into it, for $10,000. But the thing that has to be clear and to get to those successful outcomes is you've got to be able to help your prospect understand, well, here's the transformation, right? And I understand that transformation that you want to get to. For example, the clients that come into Finding Freedom, and if any of you are watching, I can't see who is watching through StreamYard, so I cannot see this. And I think that there's a chat here too, but I can't see any chats. So I'm going to say this. If you are with me right now and you happen to be one of the folks that's in Finding Freedom, or you're in the accelerator, go ahead and type me in the chat. And if you're just here and just want to say hello, type hello in the chat. And that's because with me using this new technology, I'm not sure where I should be seeing comments come through. And I don't want to miss if there are any questions or anything like that that you do have. So either way, so back to the transformation. When it comes to the transformation, you've got to be able to understand and be able to articulate, okay, Mr. or Mrs. Prospect, target client, dream client, as I like to say. I understand where you want to get to. I know it. I know the transformation that you need to go through. There we go. Hi, everybody. Now I'm seeing some folks in. Okay, I understand the transformation that you want to get through. I understand that. And then, of course, through your conversations with them and their understanding, this is why I say it gets into a bit of sales. You've got to be able to understand how much essentially it's worth to them. Like, what's their cost of not going through this transformation? Is it, you know, I'll take me as an example and what we do, the coaching and Finding Freedom. You know, I understand that for a lot of you, the cost of inaction is perhaps stress, because you are frustrated the second you've been overlooked for the third, fourth, fifth time. You are stressed because you've got a boss that doesn't recognize your talent and you are just ready to break free. You may be frustrated because you don't get to spend enough time at home, and that turns into your children resenting you or your husband wondering where you are or why you're so tired. All these things, right? That has a cost to it. And so I understand what that is for folks. I also understand the transformation. So the same thing has to be true for you. Got to understand the transformation. Got to understand what it costs. And again, a lot of that comes through conversation, that sales conversation. And then that the third C, confidence. So whether you're charging $1,000 or $10,000, again, I do not want the point to be lost that the higher you go in price point, it's very important that you also deliver the value accordingly. Value does not always mean more things. Value can mean deeper transformation, right? How do you really help them get there and where they need to go? All right. So I just want to make sure that that's clear for everybody. But once you understand the transformation, you understand the cost, the confidence piece is a big piece of the pie. So if I know that, it's going to cost someone, $5,000 darn near every 2 weeks to deal with the pain of doing XYZ, well, how do I feel about the value of my transformation to their life? $5,000? $10,000? $20,000, if you think about it, their cost adds up over time for them to not be able to get the transformation they want to get, right? So when you start looking at their cost and you start looking at the investment to work with you and take you up on your offers, you start to be able to see, maybe this is a deal for my client. Maybe this is my potential client. Maybe this is exactly what they need, like at the right time to keep them from continuing to go down the road of pay more and pay more and pay more, the hidden cost that sometimes add up. So when you're talking about knowing your worth and charging accordingly, again, the secret is to have those 3 pieces in play and for you to extrapolate it. Know their transformation, understand their cost for not going through that transformation, have your own confidence in your ability to deliver that transformation, then start laying it out. So their cost is this. And if the pricing that I want to charge is XYZ, well, wow, if they work with me and they get through that transformation, that's a 3X, 5X, 10X, whatever it is, return for them, because they no longer have to go through that cost that they're carrying around right now because they haven't got the transformation. So if you are with me and understand where I'm going and what that means and understands that T, C, and C, go ahead and just drop it in the chat. Understand, get it, I'm with you, anything like that. Because I want to make sure that you do understand that, because this is, you become better once you can get more attuned to what people need, what transformation they need, what their cost is, what their problems are, that type of thing. Now, I'm essentially done. So that's all that I wanted to give for you today. If there is a question, I will hang around for just a second. Okay, understand. I can't see who it's from, but I can see, and I can see Simone. She's the only one that I can see. So hello, Simone. Got it. All right. Somebody's tracking. Fantastic. Fantastic. Understood. Fantastic. If you've got a question, I will hang on for just a second and go through that. And while we're waiting to see if there's any questions that come through, because I'm very curious for those of you that are watching, have you struggled with this? Have you struggled with figuring out, well, what to charge? And am I charging enough? Am I charging too much? That type of thing. And now while I'm waiting for any questions to come through, if they're out there, one of the things that we do in Finding Freedom, again, I'm not sure if any of the ladies are on here, but one of the things that we do in Finding Freedom is we go deep on this, right? When we talk about transformations, that is at the heart of helping everybody that comes through the Finding Freedom Accelerator understand, first off, the impact that they want to make. Because if you right now are not in the process of raising up a business and a business offer that's rooted in the impact that you want to make and something that you have passion for, then I suggest that you go back and take a closer look. Because as you talk about full-time entrepreneurship, you are getting into a place where, yes, things will be glorious on some days. Things will be not so glorious on other days. Simone, I see your question. I'm going to come to that in just a second. Things will be not so glorious on other days. And so when you talk about something that is meant to help you be in this life of freedom and this ease and the things that you see for yourself, you want something in your life, that business in your life that you are passionate about, that you can stay committed to as you go down the journey. Simone, do you have a specific example to apply the concept to? Yes. So let's go with, I'm trying to think of a good one that's also not, here we go. So I have a lot of friends as well who are digital entrepreneurs, and they are in the fitness space. And so when you think about transformation, cost, and confidence, let's apply that. So when it comes to transformation, the transformations that people are after generally in that space, if it's not just, to feel healthy, is generally some type of body goal. Right? You see the befores, you see the afters, everybody wants the abs or whatever. They want to look good. And when it comes to that transformation, they understand that they want to go from the place of, oh, I don't feel great about myself. Maybe I'm down on my self-image. Maybe I am, oops, sorry about that, guys. I got a call that just came in, took my screen away. Maybe I'm down about my self-image. Maybe I, am afraid to go and, be intimate with my spouse with the lights on because I don't feel good about myself. So I want to go from a place of, not feeling good, not feeling confident, to a place where I love the way I look when I get in the mirror and it makes me confident and uplifted, that type of thing. Okay. That's a transformation that they want to get through. Now, when it comes to the cost, what's their cost of not doing it? So let's take a specific place of the person who, is hesitant about being intimate with their spouse with the lights on, or allowing them to touch them in some way. Well, the cost there could be, I may be headed down a path where my spouse starts looking elsewhere because I don't want to engage in the same way that he wants to engage. And if I go down that path, wow, that's got an emotional toll to it. Maybe I'm going to decide I need to start going to therapy. Maybe I'm going to need to end up going into some other type of, now I'm giving you extreme examples, some diabetes program because I'm overeating to feed just my frustration and my depression about what's going on in my life. All those things have costs that add up to them. Now, when you come from the confidence perspective, so for the person that is that fitness coach, it's all about, do they believe that they can really help this person get from where they are to the place of having this amazing body, and not just having the amazing body. Remember, this person wanted the amazing body to ultimately get to this transformation where I feel comfortable in my skin and I'm excited to go out and I'm excited to be there with my spouse and do whatever and all this other stuff. Do they feel confident in their ability to deliver it? Because if you don't feel confident in your ability to deliver it, it may be like, oh, okay, well, all right, I can charge them maybe, I don't know, $200 and try to get them to a certain place because I'm not sure this is going to work. So let's just kind of try it. Or if they really understand, they may say, hey, for $10,000, I can help this person get to the place where they stay in their marriage for the next whatever number of years, or they feel so happy and engaged in their family and being able to be active and move with their children, and in some cases even have children if they were afraid to ever be with their spouse, whatever it is. And if I was to say, hey, that's $10,000, and that essentially to this person is a lifetime transformation. You're talking about being able to be with the person that you love, to have children in the long term. That really gets into priceless situations. And when you say that, well, what's $10,000 in that grand scheme of things? I know that I can help them get there. So that's kind of what I mean. I hope that helps you, Simone, and you can type back in the chat. But understanding very clearly transformation, their cost, and the confidence can allow you to say, okay, well, if I charge this, well, heck yeah, absolutely. Would I pay that to get to a place I want to get? And be careful about saying what you would pay and applying what you would pay. So I take some of that back because you really do have to be careful about that. But that allows you to look and say, okay, yeah, I think it makes sense. I get it. Like, yeah, what I am charging is absolutely worth it for that type of transformation and what it does for their life. And what happens if they don't allow me, if they don't enroll in this opportunity I have, what it costs them, that type of thing. Okay, awesome, Simone. All right, so I am over the usual time that I like to be on here, but I'm so glad that you all were able to glean something. So take this, go forward as you're in the community, and you all again got a chance to see and meet Kimiko, and you'll be able to see her around and interacting in the group a little bit more, and we're planning some exciting things for you all to do, all that type of thing. And if this particular topic of how to know what to charge for your worth and all this other stuff, this is something that we do get into in the Finding Freedom Accelerator. If it's something that you're interested in, reach out and just message myself or message Kimiko, and we can kind of talk through that. But I want you to hold on to this, TCNC, okay? Transformation, Cost, Confidence. It's a mouthful to say. All right, you all have a wonderful night, and I'll talk to you again soon.